All right, so let's move on to the next. We'll try to keep this short because I don't really know how much we can talk about it very long because we both agree on this. Shedeur Sanders is buns. He is not good.
Buns, son.
I do not think he's McDonald's buns. All right. He's not good, dude. I'm sorry. Like, he throws a pretty ball. He does throw a pretty ball. He does throw some neat passes here and there. But the amount of the talent that he has, the trait that he has, is losing fucking yards in field goal range and taking sacks. The dude does not throw the ball away at all. He constantly thinks about the big play, trying to make plays all the time. And the dude has been absolutely carried by Travis Hunter throughout the entire year. That entire game versus BYU, Shedeur was trying everything he can to not pass it to Hunter. But every time he did, shit was happening.
Yeah, it's just an embarrassing game. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said. I've said it before. I mean, they're gonna go top 10 picks. These 3 quarterbacks. I'm not big on them. I've already said it. I'm not big on the first round quarterbacks, and it's tough, man.
You got criticized for that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. It's going to prove in the NFL. So, I mean, what he threw, he threw 2 interceptions. I mean, he got sacked a few times. So, I mean, it's not like, Travis Hunter was the best thing to watch during that game in BYU's defense. Their quarterback was trash. BYU's didn't he throw like 4 interceptions that game or something?
They threw like 3 or 2.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, BYU, it's not like, it was just
that safety on BYU though. Glasgow was pretty good. That guy's 6'5". He looked really good. He made that insane pick. He intercepted Shedeur Sanders. We was trying to throw it to. I don't know who he was on the sideline, and he made that crazy pick. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if he's a draft prospect. I gotta check that guy out. Glasgow from BYU looks really good.
But it just. Yeah, Sanders, I agree with you. He did.
I don't think okay, so he could turn out to be a good quarterback. Shedeur Sanders could turn out to be a good quarterback, could be a future franchise quarterback. That could happen. But if you're looking at him as a first overall pick, top 10 pick, I don't know how you can. If you want to say to yourself, oh, he had a poor offensive line. Even if he had a poor offensive line, he's not putting elite tape out there. So you draft players based on the tape they're putting out there. So let's say it's because of the offensive line. There's nothing out there that justifies the pick. You can't be like, okay, he could be good, but where's the tape that shows you that he is this guy? It's not there. It's just
I'm not a big Sanders fan, so
I understand. Like, we love him. He's got his dad is Deion Sanders and stuff. I'm trying not to make him like a nepo baby-esque kind of type argument here, but it seems like it's all flash, no substance, man. Just constant. I wanted to like Shedeur. I do. Some people are saying he has escapability. No, he doesn't. He's got a little twitch and somehow loses yards.
He gets sacked all the time. He's one of those guys that goes for he makes bad decisions when he tries to escape and he gets sacked. So, yeah, I don't know what people are thinking about. But, yeah, I mean, people that are criticizing can go ahead and criticize because obviously they haven't watched tape. So, or they haven't watched games because I've watched a lot of these games. And like I said, these quarterbacks in this first round, I'm just not sold on them. So,
who are your top 3 quarterbacks again? What was it? Cam Ward, Carson Beck, right?
Well, yeah, I think Cam Ward. Really Cam Ward and then Milroe. I think Beck might be. He's more of a pocket guy. He's not going to get outside.
Kirk Cousins-esque kind of type.
Yeah, he's not going to run outside the pocket. I think he's going to take a couple years to develop, anyways. But Milroe from Alabama. Yeah, but he misses open reads. Is the downside about him. But I think Cam Ward will be pretty decent. We'll see. But I don't, like I said, first round quarterbacks, man, there's no guarantee. And these people, every year, people jump on this wagon of these quarterbacks in the first round, and you might hit 1 in 10 every 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, these first round quarterbacks just aren't a thing. And I think people are putting too much pressure on these guys, and they need to start looking elsewhere than these quarterbacks.
To move on to the next thing, just get through these comments real quick. We'll move on to the next subject. He's had negative rushing yards every year, even a ton of rushing attempts because he takes too many awful sacks. They're terrible sacks. Like, they're not just like he stands in the pocket and just laid out. He fucking runs backwards for 20 fucking yards and loses a shit ton of yards, dude. Negative 77 rushing yards with 105 attempts is insane. That is crazy.
Pretty good stats. Pretty good average.
Hey, that sounds like a record to me.
Right? Yeah, maybe he got the record. He should have just sat out that game.
He will have landed a perfect spot. If he goes to a team like the Jets or Titans, he will be cooked. If he goes – okay, so the projection – and I like what Strawberry said here, which is O-lines in the NFL are not going to be any better in college. You know what? The team that he expected to go to, which is the Giants first overall, which he's claiming he's going to go, he even made cleats of the New York Giants as if he's going to go there. After this game, I don't know if I'm the Giants. I'm like, I may have told him this, but I changed my mind.
Yeah.
But that O-line for the Giants is trash. What I'm trying to say is if his O-line was terrible in college and that's the product he's going to put out there because of his O-line, he's going to repeat it again with the Giants because the Giants have a trash O-line too.
They have nothing to protect him.
So if that's his excuse, why would you want to go there? Why do you think he's going to do any fucking better if his O-line is the reason why he's trash? I think it's just Deion saying, and I'm not trying to like bash on Deion here, but I think it's just Deion putting it out there. O-line needs to play better. O-line needs to do his job. O-line, and not ever putting the blame on his son. Ever. He never does it. And I just like I don't know. Just that's how I feel about Sanders. I just don't think he could be good, but we're talking about him being a first round draft pick is fucking wild, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The 11 per spot. Scott, unfortunately, that is where he's going to end up. Yeah, he's going to end up with the Jets, Titans, possibly even the New York Giants, possibly because they're stupid. They can't even protect him, so I don't know why that would even why would you want to draft a quarterback first overall? I would trade back easily, get some O-line, and then work on the quarterback next year where you can get Peyton Manning's cousin, what was his name? Archie Manning, get Archie Manning out there. You can draft Quentin. You can draft Quentin Ewers later on, Carson Beck later on to believe in them instead. Like, it doesn't make any sense to force the issue with your starting quarterback being Sanders when his biggest complaint is I have a shit O-line. You're going to have a shit O-line. So Beck coming off UCL surgery. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, on his elbow.
Oh, okay. Well, that's bad, isn't it? Isn't that that could be like a career-ending injury, isn't it?
No.
That's his arm, isn't it? Or is that his leg?
It was his elbow.
His elbow.
Yeah, his UCL on his right elbow.
Which teams are we rooting for? Are still in the playoffs? We'll talk about that in a second. I'm pulling for Minnesota. What's your team, Scott? I'm a Niners fan. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Okay, so that's how we feel about Shedeur Sanders. That's how we feel about Cam Ward and his situation. I do think Cam Ward deserves the number one spot, though. I agree with you. Like even with the drama that I think it is, and you saying it's not a big deal, he's still the best quarterback, and you still draft him. I think the Giants draft him first overall if they were to do it. Even though I think they should trade back and try to get offensive line first and then focus on the quarterback because you want to protect your investment. That's kind of like what we've been saying about Brock Purdy. Shit offensive line, need to protect your investment, and we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. So talking about him being the number one overall pick, I know it's wild, dude. I don't understand that at all. I don't know how you look at that film and think to yourself number one overall pick. But anyway, I digress.